What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and today we are going to take a look at a mouth-watering fixture with the upcoming match between RB Leipzig and Borussia Dortmund. So this is a match preview that I'm very excited to bring you guys because this game is going to be a great watch, or at least it should be a great watch. For several reasons, but just the fact that when you look on paper and look at these two clubs, they match up very nicely and it should be just a very entertaining game. So like we do here with our match previews, we like to dive in on a little bit of a history. And like many of you guys know, with RB Leipzig, there isn't a crazy long history to look at between the clubs, but I'm just going to basically focus on the last 4 times these clubs met over the last 2 years. When we finished actually 3-1-0, so we haven't lost to Leipzig in the last 4 matches. So on paper, they're a team we match up pretty nicely against, just similar to Borussia Mönchengladbach. I don't know what it is, but we seem to do pretty decent against some of the top contenders for the Bundesliga. But then looking on form, when you look at us in Borussia Dortmund, we are 2-1-2 in the last 5 games, which is obviously a pretty poor last 5 games. But we did have a very great showing against the Wolfsburg game. And like I mentioned to you guys, the Wolfsburg game was a critical game. Coming back from the break, going into a team that is in front of us, and also going to a stretch of challenging games. We got Leipzig, we got Gladbach, we got Leverkusen, also a Mainz game somewhere in there as well. But we have a pretty tough schedule in our next 4 games, so winning that Wolfsburg game was crucial and also bumped us back up to a top 4 place right now. So that gave us a little bit of confidence. Plus, we got a clean sheet, a couple great performances, and Sancho scored with Haaland returning. So, you know, what you like to hear. But looking on over to Leipzig, they are 3-2-0 in their last 5 games, so they are looking pretty good in the last 5 games and should be going in with a lot of confidence, and there's no reason they shouldn't be going in with a lot of confidence because they are playing very attractive football. They are led by a manager who knows what he's doing in Julian Nagelsmann, and it just got me fired up, and I can't wait for it, and I hope you guys are joining us for the watch along because it should be a very, very good one. So I'll give you guys my predicted lineup. I give my predicted lineup each and every week here. You guys know that, and I'm usually a little bit wrong. But I have a good feeling that Edin Terzic is going to pick the exact same starting 11 as last time. I don't know why, I just kind of seems how Edin Terzic is going to go. There is a little bit of injury news for you guys. Jude Bellingham will not be fit. I had a feeling if he was coming back from injury, he would be in that starting 11, but he is not. But Yusufa Moukoko is coming back. He is going to be in the starting, well, not the starting 11, but he's going to be in the matchday squad, and I don't think he's going to be in the starting 11, you know, him being 16 and coming back from injury. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the starting 11. You guys will probably be familiar with it because, like I said, it's the one we just played with, but in goal will be Roman Bürki. No surprise. The right back spot could be one that is interesting. A lot of people wanted to see Marais start. I personally want to see Marais start, but you're not going to get Thomas Meunier out of this team. You're just not going to do it. He's going to be sitting right there at right back with a partnership and the center back, which is making me very happy to see because it's very much blossoming in this 4-2-3-1. And that is, of course, Akanji with Hummels, Guerrero on the left, and then I believe we're going to keep the center defensive midfielder duo. I think that duo is the most likely to change if something was to change in the starting 11. But I see it being Thomas Delaney, who was an absolute tank in that last game against Wolfsburg, alongside Axel Witsel, which then, of course, leads to the same front 4 with Royce as our center attacking mid, Gio out on the left, Sancho on the right, and of course, up front will be Erling Haaland. Gio and Sancho may switch. I kind of preached it to you guys. I thought having Sancho on the left, clicking with Guerrero may lead to a little bit more offense, and then have Gio out on the right. We'll have to wait and see, but that's probably how they will at least begin the game. And now let's just take a look at some of the key matchups, which is some of my favorite parts about doing these previews because I get to talk about the other teams' players and their star players and why I'm a little bit afraid of them. So starting all off, and I gotta mention this player first because I think he's absolutely incredible, and that's Angelino. That is their left wing back, left center attacking mid, left back, whatever you want to call him. He dominates that left side of the pitch, and he's been having one of the best seasons of his young career. Clearly, I mean, being as kind of short as he is for being left back, I remember the one game he scored 2 header goals, and his delivery of the ball is ridiculous. It's out of this world, and I'm very nervous to see what he can do on that left-hand side. And I'm going to have to match him up against Thomas Meunier. There's no one else I got to match him up with. Angelino is going to be a threat down that left-hand side 100%. And he is in top form, and I just am very nervous to see how Thomas Meunier is going to deal with him because, in my opinion, he's been our least informed player. But I do think he's improving in that right back spot, and I think this is going to be the test of the season for him, having to put up with the likes of Angelino and being able to stop those balls into the box. Because if we do not stop Angelino from getting those types of quality balls, which are 90% of the balls that he puts in the box, we could be in some trouble there. The one bright spot is that they don't really have a striker. They don't seem to fancy Poulsen or even Sorloth up front. So I do think that's a big way that we can take advantage of that. So that is going to be my other matchup. And I believe probably Emil Forsberg will be starting again as the false 9. And I'm going to match him up with Mats Hummels because I think Hummels is in incredible form right now. I thought the game he had against Wolfsburg was just fantastic, especially with those key blocks. And having to deal with Emil Forsberg, I think, is going to be sort of tricky, but not so much. And not so much in the way because I think that Emil Forsberg is kind of playing a little bit out of position because he's playing as that false 9 type formation if they do go with that 4-3-3, which they might, or they might do the 3-4-2-1, which again, he still may be up front. So having shutting down Emil Forsberg will be key because he has picked up his form and he is playing pretty well. And I'm afraid that he might be the player to link up between the wingers and even getting the ball out to Angelino, which is where we don't want it. So hopefully Hummels can man mark him, get him down, and Delaney will obviously help out on that as well. So those are my little key matchups. Let me know in the comments what you guys think though, because there are a lot of players on that Leipzig team that we definitely have to worry about, and also on our team, especially Sancho and Haaland. I didn't even mention them because, I mean, I wanted to focus on the other 2 players, but I will, because this is such a big game, talk a little bit about them because Sancho is coming back into form, which is what it looks like. I thought he had a very positive game against Wolfsburg. Now let's see if we can keep it going. Great players put up consistent performances, and this is a great test for him. And of course, Haaland came back and didn't score, so you know, he's angry. He's absolutely angry. All he wants to do is score. So I have a good feeling about those 2 in this upcoming game as well, and I'm gonna give you guys my little prediction. These predictions sometimes have bit me in the butt, especially when it came to the Augsburg and the Stuttgart game, but nonetheless, I'm gonna give them again. So for this upcoming game, I mean, we are the away team, and Leipzig is in great form, but I really did like what I see in that Wolfsburg game. We seem to have Leipzig in our pockets, so I'm going to put one of those nitty-gritty 1-0 wins for the boys. I know I'm biased, it is what it is, but that's what I'm going with. I have full belief in the boys, and we're going to be able to see it out here, and those are my little predictions. So that comes to the end of my match preview. Let me know in the comments what you guys think that your score prediction is going to be, as well as some of the other players like I mentioned that I want to keep an eye on, because we'll be doing the watch along, and I'm very excited to talk about each and every player pretty much on both squads because they're all honestly quality. So I hope you guys did enjoy this match preview, and be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.